Hello, beautiful Earth Angels Divine. I am blessed to share that on Tuesday, December 28th, 2016, I participated in a sacred ceremonial ritual at the Rising Sun Sanctuary, guided by Reverend Diane Pearson. This very sacred, very private ritual ceremony was the anointing of my blossoming authenticity as metaphysical minister and high priestess of Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary, Reverend Rhonda Sheryl Lipstein. Due to the nature of this ceremony's sacredness, I am unable to share with you much of the details. However, I am blessed to share the declaration I spoke as I accepted my calling, and which I feel shall explain much of what I would love to share with you with respect to the ceremony and the depths of meaning it holds for me and that which I am now able to gift to and for the benefit of all of we. So without further ado, my declaration. Who knew being asked to write a 2-page declaration of my ministership would be such a daunting task for me, an avid writer, author, and communications expert, and yet over a month has it taken for me to bring words to paper. I would like to begin by first expressing my gratitude for the very task of putting my vision for my ministry into words, a most blessed gift of divine embrace indeed. This request has provided me the opportunity to delve into the depths of my soul, reigniting and blossoming my vision for Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary. A vision I first had 25 years ago at the tender age of 21. As synchronicity would have it, this is the birthday we celebrated exactly 10 days ago, 10 equaling 1, equaling all, equaling love, of my son, Zion, the greatest blessing my life has been gifted. I am blessed beyond to have standing with me here today as I take this, one of the most deeply meaningful steps of my life, embracing the grace of my new designation as metaphysical minister. I would also like to express my love's gratitude to all those who have gifted my life their experience, who have contributed to the blossoming of my soul's destiny and the realization of today's ceremony. With me today are Aline, my starry soul's twin sister, and my son, Zion, for whom I would like to address personally. From the depths of my heart, body, mind, and soul, does my love's gratitude for you two Earth Angels Divine flow. Thank you, thank you, thank you for standing by me today, yesterday, and tomorrow as family, with such silliness, radiating brilliance, heights and depths of opportunity to embrace ever more holistically the grace of love's infinite blessings, and for being my sacred witnesses as I embrace this new chapter in my life and take these first steps towards embracing myself in ever greater authenticity. I suppose this is the very reason for my hesitation in bringing thought to paper, the depth of meaning this designation has for me. If you had asked me when first the vision of Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary came to me, if I saw myself heading a ministry, I am assured I would have laughed at the hilarity of such a preposterous suggestion. Of course, I did not know then what I do now. I had not then the knowledge of the Rising Sun Sanctuary, nor the fact that one could be a non-denominational minister, let alone a metaphysical one. Indeed, the serendipity of perfection of this designation can only be recognized as one of divine providence. I have the greatest love, respect, and gratitude for being born into the family I am. I love you all. A beautiful family, a traditional family of a beautiful Jewish heritage, all of which I am so grateful for. And yet, as I came more into me in my early 20s, I was compelled by the callings of my soul to turn away from both my own religion and religion as a whole. A call to listen to the voice of my soul, a call to look within, to find the voice of love. That is, after all, the fundamental basis of all religions, before their additions of rules and regulations, and indeed, unfortunately, the effects of ruling bodies governing our lives here upon the earth school. At the time, to be perfectly honest, I was not, as what I term, consciously conscious. As I stand here before you today, indeed, I followed the beckonings of my soul so unawares at times. I have come to call this period of my life my unconsciously conscious period. Funny enough, one may say that the last 25 years of my life have been, in some way, to some degree, as always is the case on some level for most of we, unconsciously conscious. So dedicated to honoring the callings of my soul, to welcoming the messages of love consciousness I have been gifted to receive all these years, to share them with as many as I am so able, through whatever means I have been gifted inspiration to do so. And yet, I never knew, never understood that in all this time, I was actually walking the pathway of mastery, preparing me for this very day today, when I am being gifted this recognition, this confirmation, this anointing as Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary's High Priestess. Many opportunities have come my way, from invitations to join professional associations, to support to continue my traditional education, and yet never has my soul compelled me to embrace any of these. Never have any of the opportunities that have come my way through traditional means enlivened my beingness, nor felt as befitting as this calling I have answered to embrace myself as Reverend Rhonda Sheryl Lipstein, non-denominational metaphysical minister. I must admit, there has been a questioning of ego, as the depths of my receiving this designation so deeply touching me on all levels, including egoically. After 25 years of dedicated service, I feel recognized, I feel acknowledged, I feel validated, I feel freed, as I feel myself stepping more fully into myself, honoring my authenticity, an ever grander manifest reality. And yet, as soon as thoughts of judgment arise, do I hear my voice of love within, embracing me with whispers of my accomplishment, not to be regarded egoically, but to be celebrated as one who is here to be an example and spread the message of love consciousness, as one who has faced the many perceived trials and tribulations of a life experience that has provided me the opportunity of mastery to fulfill my soul's destiny, my personal legend. My mission in life, my soul's destiny, is to receive and share the message of love consciousness, which for me came through the message of self-love. Indeed, living in the world we do, the majority of we are taught to judge, berate, belittle, and deny the one person we should be uplifting, assisting, empowering, and enlightening first and foremost, the individual we refer to as me. To allow oneself the gift of love of self, for me, the greatest accomplishment any of we may achieve. A direct opening to love for all. For to love one is to know one. And to know self is to know that we are one with all that is, ever was, or will be. As a result, my life experience has provided me much opportunity to rely upon self, to embrace my divinity, to truly be an example of self-love. always the round peg in a square world, much perceived lack of understanding, support, and respect have I encountered upon my journey. And yet, the strength and devotion of this beautiful soul I am gifted to be the expression of here upon our earth school, so committed that I actually find myself standing here today, taking these vows, and in the most harmoniously resonant pathway possible for me personally, body, mind, heart, and soul. Not only am I receiving this designation as Reverend, but as non-denominational, metaphysical minister, a designation that answers the depths of my soul's wisdom, the essence of the message I am here to share, that regardless of any labels we may attribute to self, there is none as authentic as love. And as such, there is in truth no distinction between any affiliations we may identify ourselves, for we are all inherently one. As I take my first step into my grander authenticity as non-denominational metaphysical minister, Reverend Rhonda Sheryl Lipstein, High Priestess of Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary, I know not what the future shall be, and yet very deeply feel that my vision for Sanctuaire Soul Sanctuary, my vision for my life's purpose, is now all coming together in majestic brilliance for the benefit of all. I look forward in enthusiastic anticipation to all of the new services I may now provide to the Earth Angels Divine I am here to service personally. In addition to the holistic enlightenment guidance, wisdom and wellness life coaching, spiritual psychotherapy, play shops, satsangs, inspirational speaking events, sacred ceremonies, and fitness and nutritional consultation I have been providing for the last 2 decades, I am blissed beyond to now be gifted to provide my service for marriages and funerals, vow renewals and memorials, baby namings, name changing, and gender alignment ceremonies, hand fastings and cord cuttings, sacred ceremonies and blessings for relationships, pets, homes, and more. This divine honoring of creating beautiful, sacred ceremonies, celebrating this gift we call life in honor of love. Blissedly Be, sweet Earth Angels Divine. Thank you for joining me today in celebrating this magnificent new designation and beginning in my life as I take my first steps forward. And thank you for being part of the journey that led me here today. I look forward so very much for all that we are to embrace tomorrow and always. In Lakesh Alakin, namaste. Mwah.